Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for joining me. Sorry, a little noodling. Some people don't like it, but there was a few people here, and I was just noodling away. So I thought, hey, I'll just share that with you. There's, I use distilled water, Francis, and I cast intention into it. And then I use cinnamon and some salted butter in the steep, and then heavy cream, and a little bit of vanilla, and a little bit of sugar. And it's really, really delicious. Good morning and welcome, friends. Thanks for joining me again for another Ancient Wisdom for a Modern World, where we delve into Proverbs and Saying. So let's see. For those who have asked, again, that's just what I'm playing. There's nothing to it. It's just improvising, just kind of whatever's in my heart right then, and kind of as I get the rust off. Right, I didn't play for a better part of 5 years. I didn't have an instrument to play on. In just the last couple of months, I've got one thanks to the help from some friends, and started kind of noodling around. And so really, I don't get much chance to practice, but I do it, with you guys, and hopefully one day the rust will be off, and it'll be enjoyable for all of us. Again, there are some that are not quite tickled with it, but that's okay. You can usually, if you're on the play, if it's live, just come at the top of the hour. I usually will start before. If I'm noodling, I'll just do that before the top of the hour. And if it's on the playback, just look for where the scene changes from sort of whatever intro is into the title screen, and then you'll be able to skip past that. I've considered clipping it, but other people say they like it, so whatever. Again, as you know, if you listen to yesterday's unintended consequences stream, that I don't really, do what people think I should. I suppose it's not that I don't care; it's just that I don't care. No, it's not like that. It's I just don't too much worry about it. I have those to whom I answer, and but it's not necessarily. Anyway, so let's dive right in. Again, just say hi real quick to everybody. Karen B, and I'm glad you finally got your computer going, and excited. I'm really hoping to see if I can sneak out for that Flaktoberfest. If you haven't heard already, if you've been living under a rock in this community, Karen B and Ted, and let's see, with some help from Commercial Sound and Video, got Flaktoberfest going. So that's coming up. Just take a look. I'll try to spam that in the chat, or at least put it in the stream description, so you can hit Flaktoberfest and make your arrangements to go visit. I would love to do it myself. We'll see if I can. So also Dawn, informally hip, Janet, Francis, Moja Shop, man. Again, I apologize. I had you lined up, and I got another call. It's like, oh crap. We'll definitely try to get it in today. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. Love Sue Finelli. She's been just a stalwart, and a super great friend. Voynich, and let's see who else is here this morning. Flathead's Adventure and Homesteading. I love it. I love that name. You guys are just awesome, and I really enjoy spending time with you. This is some of the best moments, really, that if it weren't for you guys, I'd be, I think, going nuts. Recently. There you go. Thank you, Karen B. Flattoberfest.com. Perfect. So if it weren't for you guys, I would be really struggling these days. I've been just, I think, growing a bit weary of the journey, and it's not from so much the external stuff, other than just seeing people be not good to one another. That's the part that really bugs me, is how far away from humanity people can get. It's a difficult thing for those of us who care, and I would love to be there, Karen. I would make you some of my delicious coffee, actually. All right, so we'll get into the book of Proverbs today. Again, today being the 16th, and the Proverbs challenge is to read the proverb of the day. There are 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs, and you can read one each day that lines up with the date, and go through that. My challenge is to read that every day in the first thing of the morning for 3 months, and see if it doesn't have an impact or an effect on you. Again, if you like, just eat the meat and throw away the bones. It's not my business what you accept or believe, but I do accept, and that there is a great deal of wisdom found in here, and I think that if you take it in and meditate on what it has to say, it will improve your life. I will begin today. Today's the 16th, but I'm going to begin with Proverbs 15 because it is one of my favorites. It's the one from yesterday, and it is just I think so deep and meaningful. We'll just jump right in here and let me get a little bit A little bit of this going here, and we'll jump right into Proverbs 15 over here where you can follow along. This is from the Revised Standard Version. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise dispenses knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out folly. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. A fool despises his father's instruction, but he who heeds admonition is prudent. In the house of the righteous there is much treasure, but trouble befalls the income of the wicked. The lips of the wise spread knowledge, but not so the mind of fools. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he loves him who pursues righteousness. There is severe discipline for him who forsakes the way. He who hates reproof will die. Sheol and Abaddon, death and destruction lie open before the Lord. How much more so the hearts of men? A scoffer does not like to be reproved. He will not go to the wise. A glad heart makes a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of heart the spirit is broken. The mind of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouths of fools feed on folly. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but a cheerful heart has a continual feast. Better is but a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fatted ox and hatred with it. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. The way of a sluggard is overgrown with thorns, but the path of the upright is a level highway. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish man despises his mother. Folly is a joy to him who has no sense, but a man of understanding walks aright. Without counsel, plans go wrong, but with many advisers, they succeed. To make an apt answer is a joy to a man, and a word in season, how good it is. The wise man path leads upward to life, that he may avoid Sheol beneath. The Lord tears down the house of the proud, but he maintains the widow's boundaries. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord. The words of the pure are pleasing to him. He who is greedy for unjust gain makes trouble for his household, but he who hates bribes will live. The mind of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. The light of the eyes rejoices the heart, and good news refreshes the bones. He whose ear heeds wholesome admonition will abide among the wise. He who ignores instruction despises himself, but he who heeds admonition gains understanding. The fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom, and humility goes before honor. Perhaps you can see why I love these sayings. I find them beyond prescient and really go deeply to the heart of the matter. Take a look at this same thing from the Message Message is, again, more of a paraphrase, a modern paraphrase. You will see how it diverts a bit from the original language, yet still contains some of the poetry, and often gets very deep insight into the mind of the author and the intention, even with a change in cultural context. A gentle response diffuses anger, but a sharp tongue kindles a temper fire. Knowledge flows like spring from the wise, like spring water from the wise. Fools are leaky faucets, dripping nonsense. God doesn't miss a thing. He's alert to good and evil alike. Kind words heal and help. Cutting words wound and maim. Moral dropouts won't listen to their elders. Welcoming correction is a mark of good sense. The lives of God-loyal people flourish, but a misspent life is soon bankrupt. Perceptive words spread knowledge. Fools are hollow. There's nothing to them. God can't stand pious posers, but he delights in genuine prayers. A life frittered away disgusts God, but he loves those who run straight for the finish line. It's a school of hard knocks for those who leave God's path, a dead-end street for those who hate God's rules. Even hell holds no secrets from God. Do you think he can't read human hearts? Know-it-alls don't like being told what to do. They avoid the company of wise men and women. A cheerful heart brings a smile to your face, but a sad heart makes it hard to get through the day. An intelligent person is always eager to take in more truth, but fools feed on fast foods, fads, and fancies. A miserable heart means a miserable life, but a cheerful heart fills the day with song. A simple life in the fear of God is better than a rich life with a ton of headaches. Better is a crust of bread shared in love than a slab of prime rib served in hate. Hot tempers start fights, but a calm, cool spirit keeps the peace. The path of lazy people is overgrown with briars. The diligent walk down a smooth road. Intelligent children make their parents proud, but lazy students embarrass their parents. The empty-headed treat life as a plaything. The perceptive grasp its meaning and make a go of it. Refuse good advice and watch your plans fall, but take good counsel and watch them succeed. Congenial conversation, what a pleasure. The right word at the right time, beautiful. Life ascends to the heights for the thoughtful. It's a clean about face from descent into hell. God smashes the pretensions of the arrogant. He stands with those who have no standing. God can't stand evil scheming, but he puts words of grace and beauty on display. A greedy and grasping person destroys community. Those who refuse to exploit live and let live. Prayerful answers come from God-loyal people. The wicked are sewers of abuse. God keeps his distance from the wicked. He closely attends to the prayer of his loyal people. A twinkle in the eye means joy in the heart, and good news makes you feel fit as a fiddle. Listen to good advice if you want to live well, an honored guest among wise men and women. An undisciplined, self-willed life is puny. An obedient, God-willed life is spacious. Fear of God is a school in skilled living. First, you learn humility, then you experience glory. For those in the chat, yes, this is the message. It's a modern paraphrased version. It's a good one to to get a sense again of a more modern mindset. It is not great. I don't recommend it for deep study because the words have changed a great deal. You can use other versions for that kind of a combination. I use a combination of the Geneva Bible, New International Version, Strong's Concordance, and a few other things to cover that, as well as the King James. But even the Geneva Bible is actually a little bit better for me. The language is somewhat difficult, but it's more of a transliteration or a word for word translation, which sometimes comes off a little awkward. But in any case, we'll now move on to today's, which is the 16th. So we'll do Proverbs 16. And again, we'll take a look here. We'll do it from the King James Version to start with. The preparations of the heart is in man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirits. Oh man, I'll just interject there. I quote that one frequently. It is absolutely true. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. Everyone justifies their own behaviors. Commit your work unto the Lord, and your thought will be established. Again, things will manifest if it's in proper, harmonious vibration with that of the Creator. The Lord has made all things for himself, even the wicked, for the day of evil. I guess I would just give, here, I'll just do this. I'll give you my paraphrase at the end of each one. You can have the Baldini version. If somebody's writing it down. Well, but I do often do this sort of in my head, just kind of do my own translation. So yeah, the Creator created everything, and he makes everything work in its intended way. Even evil can be used for good purpose. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand in hand join, he will not be unpunished. And I would read this to say again, the haughty. Dad does not care for the haughty, narcissistic, self-puffed up, self-righteous. Even though they all agree on the same lie, it doesn't make it true. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by fear of the Lord, men depart from evil. I think that's fairly self-explanatory, but I would read it this way. Again, with truth and mercy, bad things depart. And when you become acquainted with your Creator, it changes your heart. It is not right living that leads into relationship, but rather relationship that leads into right living. When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right. It is better to have a clean conscience than to have a great deal of wealth wrongly acquired. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directs his steps. You can imagine whatever you want, but ultimately, Dad is in control of everything. A divine sentence is in the lips of the king. His mouth transgresseth not in judgment. Again, I would read this. The king is in Beth Martin's King's Hero's Journey. This is you. A divine sentence in your lips. Speak truth and don't speak lies or perverse things. And by perverse, I don't mean a little off-color joke every now and then. Dad made everything, even your naughty bits, and he knows what goes where and why. And sometimes those things are funny. I don't think being uptight and prudish about things is the way to go. But perverse being, again, twisted and using things for evil. A just weight and balance are the Lord's, and all the weights of the bag are his work. In other words, just don't cheat people. Be upright. That, again, a little bit gained honestly is better than a king's ransom gained through deceit. Righteous lips are the delight of kings. They love him that speaks right. I would put it this way, that truth spoken in love does miracles. Sometimes speaking the truth to people can be harsh. And often we don't want to hear difficult things, especially when they're put in a way that is meant to be painful. But if you can speak truth in love, it heals. I often say my litmus test is that if love is not the motive, God is not involved. And I stand by that. The wrath of a king is as messengers of death, but a wise man will pacify it. And if you bring upon wrath upon yourself, you never know from whence it's coming. And if you're wise, again, a soft word turns away wrath. In the light of the king's countenance there is life, and his favor is as the cloud of the latter rain. How much better it is to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keeps his way preserves his soul. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Chances are you've heard that one before. And it is, again, something that we can see just by observation. Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. He that handles a matter wisely shall find good, and who also trusts in the Lord, happy is he. It is important to handle things, especially delicate things and secrets, things that people have disclosed to you, with circumspection. Keep those things close. Don't gossip. Again, I don't like to put it though. I don't like to tell people what to do. I'm just saying it's better. It's better to keep your peace. That, it's been said that it's better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life to him who has it, but the instruction of fools is folly. How true that is, especially even within our own community. Use good discernment. One of the things I noted, I was watching a little digression here. I watched the documentary of, and suddenly his name escapes me, but the astrologer, Spanish language astrologer, Mucho Ramori. And one of the things that he did, and he was known for, I'm sure somebody in the chat will tell me who his name is, it just escapes me for the moment. But one of the things he was known for is he never had a bad or negative word to say. Right? It's always, you're going to do great today. Things are going to be perfect. And people want to hear that. They want to hear those comforting lies. One of the things I saw from people who, especially within certain evangelical circles, they claim to be speaking prophetic words from the Lord. And some of them just do straight up cold reading. Right? It's just like John Edwards claiming to speak to the dead. And it's just nonsense. Someone here with a B, Bob, Beth, Brenda, right? Until somebody says yes, it's nonsense. Use good discernment. That's what I have to say there. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Right. So pay attention to the message of your heart. Your heart, when it's finely tuned, will know the difference between truth and deception. He that handles a matter wisely shall find good, and whoever trusts the Lord, happy is he. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increases learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life to those who have it, but the instruction of fools is folly. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth, and adds learning to his lips. Pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end are the ways of death. You're probably familiar with that from the original King James. There's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end leads to destruction. He that labors, labors for himself, but his mouth craves it of him. An ungodly man digs up evil, and in his lips there is as a burning fire. A froward man sows strife, and a whisperer separates chief friends. Back to that gossip thing. A violent man entices his neighbor and leads him into a way that is not good. He shutteth his eyes to devise froward things. Moving his lips, he brings evil to pass. The hoary head is a crown of glory, if it be found in the way of righteousness. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that rules his spirit is he that takes a city. There's a lot in that one. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof belongs to the Lord. We'll do this one again from the Message. And again, this is from Proverbs 16. Mortals make elaborate plans, but God has the last word. Humans are satisfied with whatever looks good. God probes for what is good. Put God in charge of your work, then what you've planned will take place. God made everything with a place and a purpose. Even the wicked are included, but for judgment. God can't stomach arrogance or pretense. Believe me, he'll put those upstarts in their place. Guilt is banished through love and truth. Fear of God deflects evil. When God approves of your life, even your enemies will end up shaking your hand. Far better to be right and poor than to be wrong and rich. We plan the way we want to live, but only God makes us able to live it. A good leader motivates, doesn't mislead, doesn't exploit. I'll read that one again. A good leader motivates. They don't mislead, and they don't exploit. God cares about honesty in the workplace. Your business is his business. Good leaders abhor wrongdoing of all kinds. Sound leadership has a moral foundation. Good leaders cultivate honest speech. They love advisors who tell them the truth. An intemperate leader wreaks havoc in lives. You're smart to stay clear of someone like that. Good-tempered leaders invigorate lives. They're like spring, rain, and sunshine. Get wisdom. It's worth more than money. Choose insight over income every time. The road of right living bypasses evil. Watch your step and save your own life. First pride, then the crash. The bigger the ego, the harder the fall. It's better to live humbly among the poor than to live it up among the rich and famous. It pays to take life seriously. Things work out when you trust in God. A wise person gets known for insight. Gracious words add to one's reputation. True intelligence is a spring of fresh water, while fools sweat it out the hard way. They make a lot of sense, these wise folks. Whenever they speak, their reputation increases. Gracious speech is like clover honey, good taste to the soul, quick energy for the body. There's a way that looks harmless enough, but look again, it leads straight to hell. Appetite is an incentive to work. Hunger makes you work all the harder. Mean people spread gossip. Their words smart and burn. Troublemakers start fights. Gossips break up friendships. Calloused climbers betray their own friends. They'd stab their own grandmothers in the back. Oh man, isn't that true of politicians and those who desire power? I've often said that those who wish to wield power are the least qualified to do so. A shifty eye betrays an evil intention. A clenched jaw signals trouble ahead. Gray hair is a mark of distinction, the award for a God-loyal life. Moderation is better than muscle, and self-control better than political power. Make your motions, cast your votes, but God has the final say. Thanks again for joining me this morning for a reading of Proverbs. I'll be back this evening with Wayne McCroy, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, for Sola Scriptura, Episode 6, as we dig a little bit deeper. Wayne doesn't know it yet, but I might throw him a little bit of a curveball. We have, in the last several episodes, started at the book of Genesis 1 with creation story. And walking through that took us a couple of weeks just to get through that. We paused for a moment at Genesis 6 as it began to tell the story of the sons of God mating with the daughters of men and creating giants and all sorts of wonky things, including Nephilim, from which come many stories. But there's only just a few verses that go through that. So I think with Wayne's permission, we'll get together before the show just briefly, but I'll probably just throw him a curveball and say, let's take a look at this from some of the other ancient extant writings. There's a bunch of stuff out there, including the book of Enoch, as well as Joshua. And these are non-canonical books, but written in a similar time period. And so I think we'll take a look at those and just kind of revisit some of those stories to fill in some of the blanks. Thank you again, Sue and Ben Flatt and Cammie. I love that you guys are here, and Bob. I'm so glad you guys found a house. Congratulations. Home is certainly where the heart is, and now my heart is out there on the East Coast. What have you done to me? You're making me jealous to come out and visit you guys. Maybe I will get to do so during Flattoberfest. Don't forget, www.flattoberfest.com, and you can get your tickets to Flattoberfest coming up. I think it's October 24th, if I'm mistaken. Someone will correct me real quickly, but you can check that out. Thank you again, Karen B., for everything that you do. It was a joy talking to you the other day. It was the first time we'd actually spoken in person at the end of the Cocky Pop, which is... poppycock, but since Rose wasn't there when I do it by myself, it's, cocky pop. But in any case, you can check that out as well as all the other good stuff around you. So again, thanks to everybody. Billingtona, great to see you. I know some people were asking about you, that they hadn't seen you for a minute, so it's great to see you again. Nemo and Nachiketa, Voynich, informally hip, Joe Ray, Ray Timeless. Thanks for joining along with us this morning. Ted Summer, always a pleasure to see you, my friend. I'm just, I was so disappointed. I mean, I was happy to get to meet you briefly, but I was so disappointed you left just as like the time that we get to get together. I'm like, dope. And Ceiling Fan Man was there, so it was great to get to hang out with you guys, even if just for a moment. But I know that's one of the best things about what I would like to come out for Flattoberfest or any of these sort of meetups is less the information given by the presenters and more just the opportunity to meet and hang out with like-minded people and raise our own vibrational level, if you will. It is a powerful thing. Even this kind of forum where we get together and we're separated by distance, but we're connected by our search for the truth. And that again is one of the best and most important things to me, is to be able to, in some small way, facilitate and be a part of this community. It is an honor and a pleasure to be among you. So I truly appreciate all the time that we get to spend together, as brief as sometimes it is. It is again just a delight for me to be able to spend time with you. Let's see. I will end today. I haven't done so in a while, so I'll bring up one of the old songs that Joe and I wrote way back, and I think this was very early 1990, maybe 1989, something like that. Little number. This was actually a rehearsal track for another band that were covering some of these songs, but this is one. Oh, maybe, you know what? Do I have a version? I do have a version of that. Let's do this one. This is actually the original band. I think this was recorded in 1993 or 4, called In Your Eyes. And so I'll bring that up here, and we'll leave you with that today. So everybody have a great day. Hope you see you back this evening at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sola Scriptura. Take care. My bad. Thanks for letting me know that you don't hear anything. That's embarrassing. I forgot to push a button. You know how it is. Okay, we'll start over. This is In Your Eyes. I think it was 1992 is when this was actually recorded. So here we go again. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it this time. We'll try again.
Remember that moment alone? Do you remember a heart left cold? I walk a lonely road until I find forgiveness.
That's funny. And it just stopped. Oh boy. Anyway, so there you go. There's I have no idea. Well, I guess I do know why I was pulling that off a cloud file. So it's just that's very silly. Let's see here. I'll try this. I have no idea why it likes to do that. It's just going to mess with me, until I change all of my goodies. I'll put that there, and we'll do this. So for those of you who stuck around, not too many, we'll do this one. And this was 1995, and this is the same band, Sleepyhead, with Joe Ray and Jim Rogers, the late Jim Rogers, and with Deanna Smith on vocals. It's called Still.